E-Gaming Bets. We accept bets on computer games online since 2011. Referral system for regular users and the first deposit bonus. Gaming devices store and the best choice of payment systems. Dota 2 and Hearthstone, Counter-Strike and StarCraft, World of Tanks and League of Legends. EGB.com. You know for sure who's going to win.
G2A.com, the best video game store ever! Fast as lightning, solid as a rock, cheap as duck. What's more, you can sell on it because it's also a marketplace. Remember G2A.com, the best video game store ever!
Hello everybody! Hi! Welcome back. DotaPit, SEA Action for Season 4 by G2A.
Here for all your entertainment needs.
Yes! Yes. It's a variety show. We're running a variety show.
Ow.
You never know what you're gonna get. It's like life is like a box of Dota. And now you understand where that phrase came from. Okay, there's actually a lot on the lines for this game, Cap. There's a lot on the line for this game. For those who haven't been looking, the grid, it hasn't fully updated yet because obviously there's no full result out from this series. But MVP, with that game, with that victory, they are now sitting neck and neck with Fnatic. So they are tied for Fnatic for first position. If they get a victory here, they get 9 points, and then there is no team that could actually, apart from Vaneski, which is capable of competing against them for the #1 position. We will actually have our winners in MVP Phoenix if they can take this game.
Spirit.
So yeah, rather important game. Rather important game. And they're going to try and do it on the back of a Darkseer Bane Ancient Apparition. It is the Blue Boys.
Yeah, so one of the things in the draft is that First Departure do run Huskar. And when I was looking at the third round of bans, I was thinking if MVP Phoenix do not ban away the Huskar, they're going to get Huskar by First Departure. But they did something really smart. They took a pause on that fourth ban. They figured it out. They banned away the Night Stalker, which I think is a pretty good call versus First Departure and with the current lineup that MVP Phoenix has, and take the Ancient Apparition, which ensures that Huskar is not going to be picked up by FD. Instead, they go for the Ember Spirit. So already their lineup's looking like a lot better. Earlier, we were talking about first game. The draft, I think the biggest problem that the First Departure had in their draft is that they picked up the Earthshaker early on. I really don't think Earthshaker is a viable 1-2.
It's
really, I was just surprised that First Departure picked up a somewhat normal opening, you know, and I was just like, oh, good for them. But Earthshaker is not a... ever since Earthshaker got knocked out of the off lane, like 50% of the time, he's just not a viable offlaner anymore, like he used to be in 6.84. Ever since that, he's just not a very valuable 1-2 pickup.
Phoenix.
I feel like this game is already over.
Really?
Yeah. First Departure have a bad one. Like at that point, like what if you really got that's gonna do anything against that hero? You got the Ember Spirit, SF, and Wyvern. You've got split push galore. You got flash farming galore. You got stability in lanes. You got early aggression combo. You've even got some negative armor thrown in there just for good measure, and you're missing one last core.
Remaining.
Your last off laner, that one person to initiate.
5 seconds remaining.
It seems like a really well-balanced lineup that's been drafted by Miracle up against MVP
Reserve
Phoenixes,
time.
who have gone for the less favorable but not as bad Wraith King. The Bane Ancient Apparition definitely offer a lot. The Darkseer's Lightning Presence is great, but I don't know. There's something about Abaddon which makes me think, oh, Wraith Fire Blast instantly counted. Oh, Nightmare instantly counted.
Oh yeah, it's incredibly strong versus Bane. The fact you could just like cancel Nightmare or cancel a Fiend script is absurd. So
He has to get nerfed.
the Abaddon was a great pickup. MVP Phoenix needed some sort of mid that would perform as a carry. I didn't see any other heroes that were left besides Tiny, because the first one I would have jumped to would be a Templar Assassin, potentially, but that was banned away in the 3-4. And first departure, I didn't think of this, but they banned away the Phantom Assassin, which we have seen mid before, which is kind of an interesting one. But yeah, the Tiny, not terribly surprising. Lion's now going to be picked up, so we are going to be running the off-lane Abaddon. Love it.
It's the core.
Yep.
I've been playing this. Disgusting.
I've been playing it, Toby. It's amazingly fun.
What?
You do
really?
It's
You're actually
so much
saying
fun.
It's fun to do it?
Abaddon offlane? Abaddon offlane is insanely fun. How could you not say it's fun? You just run at people. They can't do anything, Toby.
Is that literally it? Like, you just shield, you run underneath towers. That's it.
You shield yourself, you run at that. You say, okay, here's the build. Have you seen the Abaddon offlanes yet?
I have seen a couple of them.
Okay,
but
so
throw me it, man. I'll try it tonight.
There was the one at the summit, but it was heavily popularized first by a pub player in NA. Whose name is like Logan Bumped at Grace or something like that.
Yeah, I heard Fly talking about this the other night. Where they're just like, yeah, we don't want to do this. We don't want to play this. We're not interested in Abaddon. But this guy hits like 7.5k just by playing Abaddon. And it's like, okay, maybe we should look at the hero. Because he pissed off enough pro players again, like that they thought they should give it a shot.
Yeah, and so some pro players started, like, they had a thread on NA Dota where they were where there were some higher level players who were actually kind of trying it out. I believe Ritsu was one of them. So they were just like running offlane Abaddon in pubs and just kind of like recording their experience. And so the build usually is, I've actually settled on Ring of Protection because you're going to be building into Vlad's. The build is usually like drums, Vlad's. Sometimes you see an S and Y, which means you go like max movement speeds if you have a face boots. And you just like run at people with the Curse of Avernus. Or you go for the early Ags, which I think this game would actually have a lot of value against Ancient Apparition, Tiny, Wraith King. It's very clear that they're settled on burst damage, so you can actually mitigate 50% of that with the Ags upgrade onto Ben. They could do some serious work. So I think this game is definitely phase Vlad's drums and then go for the Ags immediately afterwards. The skill build is 044. You go for the maxed out Aphotic Shields as well as the Curse of Avernus. You don't actually go Mistcoil in the pub build. Now, this may change depending on the circumstances of the game. Obviously, you don't want to just lock yourself into, this is my build and I'm never going to change it. He may need to change it just because there's so much early pressure, and he needs to be able to keep heroes like the SF and the Ember Spirit alive in these clutch scenarios. So he may not get any levels of Curse of Avernus just for the value of Mistcoil early on, or he may only go like 2 levels of Curse.
This early TP, it's the perfect timing. Like, Ancient Apparition runs down, throws down the Observer Ward. Because he was so early there, I don't know if Cal actually caught vision of him or not. But Cal TP to the tier 1 tower and didn't plant the Observer Ward.
Yeah. Yeah, he definitely spotted out the support. So there's at that point in time, once you see the support has countered you with a TP of his own, you just don't even try and ward. You either hold on to it or you give yourself a river ward. Especially if you're on Radiant side, I think this ward is actually really valuable because oftentimes supports will rotate around. Dire side, I think it has a bit less value, but you can maybe still throw down a river ward, or you just hold on to it and try and get a ward in when the supports don't see him. In fact, they gave him a counter ward, so he's going to counter the ward that was laid out and then try and get a ward of his own somehow.
Don't think you want to be here, Ancient
The battle
Apparition.
begins.
There's no stuns available, so Miracle will be able to grab the rune, so it's just Tiny and SF who will grab the runes early on. But Ancient Apparition at least being there in case there's some kind of contest on bottom lane, he can just slip it and steal the rune. So they're going to push Forev to that off lane now. So it's going to be the safe lane for Kuro once again in the hands of that Wraith King. Up against the Abaddon. Best of luck.
Yeah, this is great because the Tiny requires the Bane to
Nightmare.
be here.
They're going to try and toss Miracle
Back.
back a very,
nice.
long way. And into the chilling touch. Miracle's going to die so quickly. The SF. He gained one soul and then lost it.
Yeah,
Actually, doesn't even lose the soul. He holds onto it.
if Ice Frog's listening right now, 6.86, you should definitely nerf the toss range at level 1, 2, and 3. It should scale appropriately. There's no reason you should be able to toss somebody 1,300 range at level 1.
This is the circle. Just so everyone understands, this is the toss range circle.
Yeah. Like, you could toss him from, like, Tier 1 tower range to other Tier 1 tower range. Like, that just doesn't make sense.
And you see Miracle's now reaction. Like, Balls is behind him. I just gotta stop calling him Balls.
Febby, yeah.
Yeah, Febby is... bloody Febby. He's actually waiting for the courier? Okay, the courier's not going to come.
Yeah.
Because you've got the kill. But if you're able to get, like, the Nightmare off again, like, Miracle can't move forward. And this is the greatest zoning ever by the Bane, just by sitting on the high ground. So if Tiny is ever in range to get a toss off, like, he's dead.
Why is
And here we go again. Like, it's just rinse and repeat. Cycle. Here comes your toss. Throw Miracle back underneath the Tier 1 tower. Well, it couldn't take a genius to see that one coming. 2-0.
Why did it take 2 minutes for... Okay, he's not even rotating. Why is it taking this long for the Wyvern to move mid? That's very clearly what you should be doing. The moment the enemy team puts a hero mid, in fact, even just like, why isn't the Wyvern there at the middle lane to begin with? That's always the play with Winter Wyvern.
Yeah.
Because Arctic Burn level 1 is just absurd, especially against melee heroes, because you're probably going to get an extra 2 or 3 shots off. Plus, it's a strength hero, so the percentage-based damage has even more value.
And what are you getting in return? Like, what, you zone out a Darkseer? Like, it doesn't matter. He'll play catch-up later on. And this middle lane will just keep going. So Lubby's here now.
Yeah,
and this is allowing Miracle to be a little bit more aggressive in the lane. But he still died 2 times. Like, you're 2.5 minutes in. You got 5 CS on a Shadow Fiend.
They don't even need Wyvern. Like, the Wyvern zoned out while Kai, I guess, was pulling and he got levels and such. But this dual lane scenario, they have more than enough disables to actually kill the Darkseer themselves. The damage of Ember Spirit in lane is actually one of his strongest components alongside heroes like Gyrocopter. He threatens offlaners so well just because he adds his own disable and a huge amount of damage. Miracle's dead again. Wow.
Almost. Cold Embrace.
They got another toss. They got another toss coming in.
Yeah. Light's going to be there. Toss him up. Throw him down. You got a Brain Tap also in 3 seconds time, but Dubru won't... No, he doesn't do enough damage for that. You also find yourself a Haste Rune. The presence on bottom lane, it's actually kind of like a really nice hero for QO to have on this bottom lane. So the harassment damage of Abaddon, be it through like the shield proc, he kind of regenerates up by having that vampiric aura. Works same for his supports. Forev might be in a little bit of trouble up on top. Searing Chains is available. He hasn't got Surge. It's just a level 1 Forev, and the last attack, the salve. He's going to actually stay alive a little bit longer, and now they're a little bit too deep. The creep wave will come in, but you've got no way for this Ember Spirit to get out, so if Darkseer dies, he's going to salve up, but that movement's coming over from Light. He's already managed to pick himself up 2 kills, running deeper into the river, so he can also get... Flame Guard's going to get burned off pretty quickly.
Oh, he missed the chains!
Toss is available. No Brain Sap, but Nightmare's available. So Ember Spirit, he should go down here. In fact, yeah, the Tiny will punch him out. And now when she gets treads of his own, the Nightmare will allow them to prepare for this as well. Avalanche off cooldown in 1, but they decide just to toss him to death. A double kill for the Tiny. He's 4-0-1 in 4 minutes.
First Departure are messing up so much. Like, the Ember Spirit had chains. If he doesn't miss the chains, if he just holds on to it and waits for the Tiny to get close to him and use it on the Tiny, they kill Tiny.
Miracle's going to die for the 4th time now. Ancient Apparition here. He body blocks to actually get the cold feet off. So the Darkseer finds the kill. Kaitib is in, but it's way too late. And now it's 6-1 in favor of MVP. Just...
Well, Cal's having a good time bottom lane. Very early on, I was going to say, because it's going to be a dual lane scenario to babysit the Tiny, Cal should have a really great time bottom because the Wraith King Ancient Apparition, which is normally a really powerful duo, because the Wraithfire blasts both stuns and slows for the Cold Feet to proc, it's not possible because Aban will always have Photic Shield off the Cold Feet before proc. So
is it the 5th?
Yeah, he could play really far forward in this lane.
I think FD's about to take the 5th.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah. In comes Debut. There's his easy move over the Avalanche. He even catches the two of them, and they toss the Wyvern onto the Shadow Fiend. 8-1 MVP. Well, things may not have looked as clear in game number 1, but in game number 2, and they find the stack. Oh my, Darkseer. Just, okay, there's money for you, Forev. Come and claim it. They put down the Observer, so there's no way SF can catch this. In fact, they just give it to Light. He's holding on to the Avalanche because he also needs the mana.
I'd like to be the first to congratulate MVP Phoenix on taking the top ranking now in the DotaPit group stage.
It looks to be
Dire's
that way.
middle tower is under attack.
What do you say about this? The Aban couldn't come in until he's level 6.
Well,
he does go for more levels of Mistcoil. His build is a little
there is a
interesting.
bright side. Okay, Debut. Cal's going to move forward, and so a very simple kill over on the Bane.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
So the advantage is they kept killing off the SF. So the advantage you got... Okay, that Spirit was just too short. The advantage you got as first departure, or as MVP from getting those kills, really wasn't as much as it could have been. Like, it's only a 3k net worth overall, a 1k experience gain. Like, yeah, you're 6-7 minutes in, but...
Yeah, and
technically it could be a lot worse.
And an SF will naturally come back. Like, obviously his comeback is going to be a bit difficult without the stack, but he's still going to be there. He'll still be a factor in the mid game. You can never keep an SF totally shut down. So
the only thing that's really going to make this pay off is if MVP can use those early kills and money to do more work. And I'm looking for Light to get something like a Blink Dagger early on and keep that aggression up.
Sad part is Abaddon can no longer threaten the Wraith King. I think that he should have had an opportunity to play this more aggressively and threaten the Wraith King pre-level 6 at some point in time. But he just didn't get enough out of his lane, it looks like. And now it's too late, obviously. Wraith King's level 7. So Abaddon's just going to have to play more the TP game. He's got to respond to potential ganks from MVP Phoenix and hopefully turn things around to the favor of first departure.
First departure have just lost both of their Observer Wads. There's still another one that's about to time out in 43 seconds, but they put one to watch the
Dire's
Radiant
middle
Ancients,
tower
and they put
is
one to
under
watch the
attack.
Cliffside overlooking their mid-tier one inside their own jungle.
Okay, so you're about to see potentially one of the great things about Abaddon.
His ulti. Wait it.
Oh,
Wait it.
he didn't pop
Wait
at
it.
the right time.
Wait it. Cold feet. There's a toss. That wasn't really the hero he wanted to toss up, but Cal's going to go down. A double stun from Kai comes in too late
Radiant's
once
middle
again.
tower is under attack.
If he actually pops it a little bit better, I think he survives there. So the thing is about the Abaddon off lane is that you can't really gank it as the mid lane. Okay. Dead as well.
That works. Who needs a Blink Dagger when you've got yourself a tiny
Dire's
toss?
bottom tower is under attack.
He's actually building in for the drums. And gets a double damage rune. Okay, yeah, sorry, you were saying.
The Abaddon can always pop borrow time. That's one of the big buffs that Abaddon
Dire's
got a while
middle
back,
tower
is that
is
he
under
could pop
attack.
it. And he could pop it in the middle of disables. So in that scenario, he could have popped it immediately the moment he got Wraithfire Blast and removed that, and then Tiny's forced to use his disables on a target that's going to heal up from it. Right? So it's really inefficient for you. You're probably unlikely to get the kill without it.
Get out of there. The Nightmare Fiend script's going to go on Miracle
God.
because Ember's
They've got
going
a
to
wall.
up under and Light's going to come in too with a toss. First departure. Oh, there's at least a
Dire's
defensive
top
spirit
tower
for the Ember
is
back
under
behind the tower, but they saw where he jumped to, and now the Darkseer illusions are coming in as well.
Burrow deeper.
Just you can't go that deep. Like, it's not possible. Dubu's going to find him and then just brain sap him down. They lose both their cores. It's 12-2, 9.5 minutes in.
Dire's
just
top
brutal.
tower is under attack.
And what do you got? Like, even Cal on bottom lane can't stand up against the Wraith King. What's he going to do? Try and kill him off? You got
not
You got the
anymore.
ulti as well.
You got a maxed out Mortal Strike build. Great build from QO. This is excellent. Wraith Fire Blast against an Abaddon
Dire's
is
top
not
tower
very
is under
valuable.
attack.
The damage doesn't really
Dire's
mean
top
much,
tower
so it's
has
much
fallen.
better for you just to get more just sustained damage, I guess, in a way to say it, from maxing out the critical. It just puts constant pressure on the Wraith King, or on the Abaddon, and isn't dependent on mana.
That Observer Ward's still there. Light, they're going to surge in the Tiny, gets a double avalanche. Even the Satyr is blasting first departure down. They'll toss forward for Rev to get the kill over on line, while the Nightmare controls the Abaddon on the back lines. Light,
Ember Spirit's
where's he
here.
going to go? The Spirit jumped down,
Oh god, he
back up
doesn't
again,
have Flame
but
Guard.
now the toss. There's too much damage coming their way with the avalanche as well. Dubu's coming in, he's going to brain sap into the Ember Spirit. It's still 5 seconds till that Flame Guard's back up again. Meanwhile, the toss from Light is back off cooldown. So first departure, be careful about the position. They're going to Spirit commit up, but there's nothing really left to do, and Light just tosses them back in again. The Flame Guard's there for
Ice
protection, but
Blast!
the Ice Blast is coming in as too short, however. First departure, they weren't getting enough momentum, so they ended up not going up the hill, which saved their life in one way. Mikal, the Fiend's Crib, they tossed in again the Darkseer, and it's now a godlike Wyvern of all heroes.
Under attack.
Where's that? Ended the godlike streak, sorry.
Yeah, he killed the Tiny. So all of a sudden, Wyvern just, I have gold. Oh wow!
What does he buy? He buys a Soul Ring.
Congrats, you get Trank boots and Soul Ring now. That's what he got out of that.
Meanwhile, Wraith King's been farming bottom lane with the Hand of Midas.
For a second there, that almost looked good for first departure, and it wasn't actually bad, just because they got that gigantic spree on the Tiny. But the thing is, the Ember Spirit was like coming in from behind. I was like, oh, Ember Spirit's here. Maybe this will turn the game around. And then as soon as he actually goes in for the engagement, his Flame Guard runs out. I was just like, wait, why did you pop it earlier? Okay. Now you don't have Flame Guard. Now you can't actually engage.
MVP's going to smoke up. It looks like they're going to come over towards the Dire Ancients. Like, it makes no sense with their lineup to go directly in for Roshan just yet. It's too risky for him. But they can loot themselves around. Now the Ember Spirit shows himself on bottom. They find it the defensive Spirit, however. The Observer Ward gets planted down. Does he even have one? Yeah, he does. Underneath the tower, however. And with the Cold Feet, Nightmare, Ice Blast, Combo, Toss, Chill, Blast, everything. Ember is gone, and Lobby came in. He's trying to go for more. And the Tiny's moving forward. They get their stun, and Darkseer.
Well,
the Iron Shell will tick him out. They're going for a trade-off, however, so first departure, they're losing everything on every lane. So they try and take something back on the top, but the Bane moves forward, and now they can start with the Nightmare on Miracle. Kai will come in, and Balls, I don't know, Kai, he's fingering over on the Ancient Apparition. You're going to find the kill, but you'll lose your SF, you'll lose your Lion as well as for Rev. Oh, surges and dust basically runs circles around Kai. Kai actually stops moving, accepting his fate. I think first departure comms probably be full tilt to a point of typing G and a potential G.
Yeah, I was just going to say that this punishment can end anytime you want it to, first departure. Just keep that in mind. They picked up a 12.5 minute treads, and then Miracle immediately died. He's 0, 8, and 1? What? Has Miracle ever had a ban? I'm talking ever, not just in professional games. Has he ever had a pub that has gone this badly?
I don't know. I really don't know. Light, trouble on the bottom lane. He doesn't have enough to escape from this one, actually. With a 16-1 charge, it actually holds on to the Miracle. Finally gets something back. His first kill, it does take 13 minutes and 8 deaths.
Too bad it wasn't the big spree from the Tiny, though. That would have brought maybe first departure back into this game. It's a little bit sad that the Winter Wyvern was the one to pick it up.
It's also a little overconfident from Tiny. Like, he tried a combo with the Ice Blast underneath a dire tier 2 tower where you don't have vision because it was dewatered. Like, that was never really the play. And the rest of your team showing themselves on top. First departure knew they can get away with it. The Ice Blast now flying down to the bottom lane. So Ember Spirit as well as the Abaddon are going to get hit by this. And that's instantly when Light tries to capitalize. Tosses Crypt. They actually follow him back up again. Either way, they'll surge over. It's Light who's also running forward. They're going to find the Abaddon. And break his ulti. Give him back full life. And now take it all back away again. The shield protection won't be enough. They've still got toss, so there's no running away from this.
Deny yourself, you fool.
Dire's top
He's
tower
going to try.
Oh god, he survived so long.
Shields.
Go, Abaddon, go! Hard! That's the best thing about Abaddon. It takes them a half an hour to kill you, and you just deny yourself. It's like the old Bloodstone,
Dire's middle tower
where like
is under
you
attack.
finally catch out that Lina, and then she just denies herself.
Dubu's waiting.
It's like,
He's moving in for the Nightmare. He started it, but Lobby just got out of range.
Dire's structures are
They put down
fortified.
2 sentry wards looking for that Radiant Obs.
Dire's middle tower is under attack. Dire's
But no
middle
Obs.
tower
And
has
no tier 1
fallen.
tower now.
Oh,
Ice Blast flying top. Light. Wow, he actually kills it with just a 4-4 combo. That's...
it's an SF with only strength treads.
we have to send this replay to Blitz, because we're talking, like Blitz and I were talking about this last night. Light, he's got Finger of Death, so Light should be dead. 1 charges, Avalanche.
Oh god!
Okay, nope, they still do claim him.
If he actually killed Kai there before he died, I don't know
Yeah.
what first departure would have done.
But Blitz and I were talking about this last time, and Blitz had the phrase, I can't remember the last time I saw a weak SF. This
Well,
This-
any hero that dies 9 times in the first 12 minutes of the game is probably going to be weak. Yeah. Yeah, this makes sense.
Okay, middle lane. I'm going to go back over to this one, even though I would love to watch that Ice Blast in the back wall. It's not going to hit the right timing, however. Miracle able to get the Requiem of Souls off, but he's got no max souls. The Wraith King pops the ulti. Dubu was actually soloing the Ember Spirit, so I get to see the end of it at least. He started that up like half a minute ago. And now for Rev, well, he's still got Surge available. They're TPing in the Tiny. First Apache, you got to back up right now, but the Son of Miracle may actually stop them from doing this, and they jump forward. They go back into the Darkseer while creating more copies of themselves to keep hitting themselves. Kai will drop as well, a double kill for Forev. And Light, blink forward, just toss them around like a salad. First departure, I think you are done.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Yeah, Cap? What? Yeah, Cap?
Why is it so hard?
What's up, Cap?
Why is it so hard to co-cast these games? You know, the games that I casted,
Dire's
Toby,
middle tower
I casted with Scan, they were fine. MVP looked really good. I mean, they look fine now in this game too, but there wasn't like a whole lot of mistakes happening. It was just like, it was some pretty decent Dota, you know, all around, and Scans had a decent amount to analyze. What do you want me to do in the co-casting position in this stop, Toby?
Dude,
it's 25-6.
Do you remember?
They have a 15,000 gold lead by 17 minutes. No team has ever beat that, by the way, Toby. No team has ever beat a net worth that big by this early. It's just to give you the kind of mindset of just how far out of it first departure is. They are actually facing against the impossible.
Do you remember when I came back from Singapore last year after Christmas?
Yeah.
After casting the OK Dota
is under
tournament.
attack.
And I came to you and I basically said, I have almost no hope for the Southeast Asian scene. And the primary reason was, like, nothing made sense. There was no structure. There was, like, you've got all this talent out of the players of the Southeast Asian scene, and it always seems to be off target. Like, something's not right. There's a loose wire and no boom.
They just need good leadership. That's actually the biggest problem. They just need good leadership. That's why, despite the fact that like they may not be the most like technically strong players coming out of Southeast Asia, Fnatic was their biggest hope back, you know, when they had Mushi, Ohio, like KYXY. It was a lineup that you could have some sort of faith in because they knew they had enough experience
Dire's bottom tower has fallen.
to make these kind of calls.
Radiant's
Southeast
top
Asia
tower
right
is
now
under
just
attack.
looks really awkward. Like sometimes it'll look like perfectly fine, and other times it just looks like crazy now.
Radiant's
Yeah.
top
Just
tower
because
has
of the
fallen.
fact.
Man, I
One thing
I
goes
grew
wrong and
up
it
with
just-
Southeast Asian code. That was I didn't even start in Europe. I started in Southeast Asia as well as China, and the level of respect and quality Dota that I saw then was just unbelievable.
Yeah.
But
Southeast Asia Dota
that's-
was the region at the time.
it really not the time of ever.
Oh my god, that's
okay.
a 4-man back.
Yeah, Forev got the perfect position. With the Greaves, the reincarnation's still going to
Oh.
trigger, and they finger him down. There's just no
Ulti?
follow-up
Oh,
to
no.
this, but the blink away. Miracle, he wants to. He's got 36 off, but the Avalanche toss catching 3. Calorie triggering out that ulti. Miracle throws the ulti out. They do actually bring down the Wraith King. The Tiny will pop his Aegis to the Immortal. Ice Blast, however, back off cooldown, catching 3 heroes, and they toss the Ember Spirit away. Light's still going to drop in first departure. Well, they've looked Gift Horse in the mouth, and they've taken his teeth. They're going to go for more. Balls into the corner, and Dubu will be the sole survivor here. The Ember Spirit cannot chase it.
Holy crap. All right, first departure, kind of back in this.
Radiant's
That was
top
almost
tower
a,
is
that's
under
going to be
attack.
like a 6,000, 7,000 gold swing, actually. Because you can't just look at the fight by itself and what it gives you. You also have to look at the fact they're going to take a tier 1 here. They're going to spread out and, take jungle, take lanes. They're going to get really efficient farming at this point in time because they just almost
Radiant's
wiped
middle
MVP.
tower has fallen.
Oh, God.
What are you doing? The Shadow Bladed SF right behind him. He's gonna turn.
Don't look back, Bane. Don't look back.
I sense a wraith. And now first departure. Well, I never thought I'd see this in this game. An aggressive observer ward planted down by first departure. They're watching the Radiant
Holy
jungle
shit,
now.
I was right. That's like 7,500. That's a 7,500 drop.
No one's ever come back from
Oh my god.
it's
That's
happening.
gonna be the first MVP, please. Don't do me like this, guys. Don't be those guys. You don't want to be known as the team that threw away the impossible.
Everything is possible. And this is the reason why you don't tune out. Even this observable. Okay, this is wonderful from first departure. They understand where they would like to fight, but by throwing down this obs ward behind the tier 1 tower, like MVP have refused to deny this tower as well. This tower is sitting on 19 HP, and they're refusing to let it go.
Yeah, so take down at least another 500 gold to first departure's favor. That's either gonna get denied or it's gonna die in 5 minutes.
Okay, so MVP pull the heads in. They still have the 3 highest net worth heroes on the board.
Wait, what was Light going for? Is he going AC first?
I
Not
think
Axe?
so. I think
He
so.
probably just had so much gold in one point in time. He's just like, buy the secret shop. He's like, I'll buy Harborstone. Whatever.
It kind of does, like, you can't blame him for just having, even if it's just a casual Hyperstone, then into the Aghanim Scepter, because your attack speed is arse.
Yeah.
So like, you got this wonderful swing, but it just takes forever to let it go. The upgrade, of course, to his toss and everything else that comes along with the Aghanims is still worth it, so it's not just about the swing. Okay, that's
Radiant's top tower
Ember Spirit
is
looking
under
towards his
attack.
Battle Fury. Now we saw, what was it, a 14, 15-minute Battle Fury in the last game? Yeah, very cool. Just keep running, bro. That's a Blink Armlet Wraith King. Looking to complete up his BKB soon. Okay, so they're all going to get out.
But they almost have pipe on a baton. Ooh. Nice item pickup. I know I said Vlad's, drums, the Ags, but pipe was a very smart choice against this lineup. There's so much magic damage and there's so much 5-man potential at MVP that the pipe will heavily mitigate this incoming damage. And obviously, like, anytime there's an ancient apparition in the game, pipe will value. Most of the time you don't see it picked up because there's just not enough heroes that can go pipe, to be honest. Like, the offlaners who can go pipe don't usually get enough farm to go for
Radiant's bottom tower is under
They
attack.
usually will
Radiant's
take,
bottom
like, the
tower
cheaper
has
utility
fallen.
items, like Force Staff, Glimmer Cape, stuff like that.
Dire's top
Okay,
tower
so
is under
They need to
attack.
back up, though.
MVP just let their bottom tower get killed off normal. So first apart, you get the full 1k. TP's on cooldown for both of them. 2 and 6 seconds.
Okay.
And now they TP back.
I mean, in a way, I guess if you know that first departure or MVP can't commit, that in a way it is better just to let them to get to chip damage on a tier 3 rather than rotating all your heroes up to the top lane and then you're all inside your base and it's
It seems like a bait too. Like first departure called MVP's bluff.
Yeah. It hurts your economy really badly if you back up to defend like that. That's why if you're in certain scenarios, you have the advantage. You should always push uphill just to force TPs, and as soon as you see those TPs, you should back out. Even if you can take the fight, just back away. because if you force those defensive TPs, you just gain like a decent bump of an economic advantage over the enemy. Because you'll back out, you'll clear through their jungle, one of you will TP down to the opposite lane and farm your jungle, your lane, etc., while they're left with 5 heroes inside their own base.
Okay, so while you talk about the disadvantage for
He's
like,
getting
economy,
full AC first.
Yeah, he is. He actually bought it now. Like I was looking at the money on him. Because MVP are still getting a lot of catch across the map. First Departure have to come out. Like they're playing too defensive. So the Wraith King's finished up his full BKB. You get the full AC now done over on the Tiny, which gives them something more in the team fights. And the Darkseer is still walking around with a crap ton of money. So MVP overall, they're getting their advantage back again. Like you can see it in the graphs as it starts to kick back up. So First Departure understand they need to do something. The Battle Fury is there for the Ember Spirit. So he's got a little bit more to work with now.
It's not bad timing. 25 minutes, that's...
Yeah. Well, the old timing was, it was 22 for Battle Fury, and it was 27 for BKB. Like that was the old timing for an Ember Spirit.
Yeah, considering how badly they were behind, it's actually pretty impressive in a weird kind of way.
Well, it's a short Roshan spawn time. I think this game is just like...
This could be perfect for First Departure if they actually successfully get the smoke gank and Roshan spawns.
Well, they're coming for it.
Finishes.
Bane's going to be the closest one to it, as now the
Oh,
smoke
they have
will
a gem,
break.
though.
The blink away just in time by Forever Light. Avalanche toss, they get a 3-man back wall. The Ice Blast a little bit too far down. Miracle! He has the ult, he cancelled by the Fiend's Grip. He'll break free thanks to Abaddon. But Lobby, well, he can cold embrace himself up, but that BKB Wraith King is ready to fight once again. Blink into the pit, and now Miracle.
Oh! 666 damage!
Oh, that's
the
evil.
Devil Incarnate! MP! Lay waste to his enemies, good lord.
They also saw the fact that Roshan's up. They're coming for the racks.
Yeah, they might as well. They can force buyback and still back out into Roshan.
Okay, so Observer instantly gets dewatered by Kai. Well, he was trying to at least. Has to blink himself away to safety. So they're finding backdoor regen. The creep wave is not there. They needed that creep wave to come a lot sooner. But without having to burn Reincarnation, I mean, everything's back off cooldown apart from Fiend Strip and Wall.
The funny thing about this, in a way, it almost sometimes works to your advantage in these situations because you guarantee, I have 10 more seconds to hit this tier 3. Guaranteed, because what team is going to buy out at 5 seconds?
Yep. Wow, okay. They're going in. Wyvern. Okay, the crit's doing the work. The Ice Blast never even connects. Kai actually turned for an attack, allowing the Coffee to do some more work. But it was the Brain Sept that managed to find the kill. As now Kuro will finally go down, so that Reincarnation going to be burnt. He doesn't really have a lot of friends in the base, however, as Cal's ulti will now be triggered. Wraith King, he triggers his own BKB, needs a little bit more space to attack and get his life back, but he can't do it. Miracle will defend it. They don't take tier 3 tower. They haven't taken Roshan, and MVP potentially about to lose to Boo. Light with the Avalanche. Well, okay, whose bottle is that in the ground? Just sitting there for some unknown reason.
Oh, they traded off the gem. they're like, Dubu, you're gonna die. Give me the gem. So Tiny dropped his bottle. He took Dubu's gem, and then he left him to die.
Look at him. You got Ember Spirit just staring down this bottle.
He's just like, what the hell just happened?
Yeah, look, he's actually being it up. So
because the weird thing is, right, they don't have any vision uphill. So all of a sudden they walk uphill, there's a bottle on the ground. They're like, what happened? Like, what went on while we didn't see them for 3 seconds?
Oh, goodbye, Wyvern. Tiny finds the kill and TP's out. Barely enough mana to finish it. Alright, so Roshan's up. First Departure. Okay, can they do Roshan quick enough? Does Miracle have enough damage for his team to do this? Like, Abaddon, we know, like, they can tank it with, Abaddon. I'm trying to make a conscientious effort to...
Abaddon?
Yeah,
good on you, Toby.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm normally a stubborn man in my old ways, but I'm making an effort for it.
So the weird thing is, Abaddon's actually really good at taking Roshan, and
they found Light. Cal's moving over. He's going to shield the Ember. The Flame Guard not existing anymore. The Ice Blast again way too short. But they vac back in the Abaddon. You know, shield up and just run out of here. But Light, toss. Yep, throw him back to the wolves. The Iron Shell burns through everything so quickly. And the crits, well, there goes your ulti. Now they just wait it out. One hit, Wraith King. One hit, 2 hits. Okay, he'll take a couple of extra hits, but the Wraith King will still get the kill here. And he's actually building his Bastion now. We actually bought the recipe, or is there something on the courier? Okay, yeah. He's got the Javelin already on the courier, so the Basher is done.
Okay, so just like as a small teaching moment, just something that I've learned from like the couple of games that I've played Abaddon offlane. It's very different from the support Abaddon that I used to play. The thing is that your timing with your ultimate is very critical, and you should never let it just go down to 400 and pop automatically, unless you're like orchid it up. Right? You should always try and pop it yourself beforehand, just for the element of surprise, just so you can get like the enemy team to like hit into your shield and for you to be able to heal up some. Otherwise, it's just really easy for the enemy team to read. Okay, it's just about to pop. All right, stop hitting him. So you should always try and do it like, you know, somewhere in between where you think they're just gonna like throw their nukes at you or something. Obviously, it wouldn't make a difference for a ban, but it was just something that I kind of noticed that I realized after a couple games for a ban that I just kind of learned. Never just let it go.
Oh, Abaddon now in trouble. That stun. Well, Light, he just goes in behind the lines. The Ice Blast flying in perfectly. Miracle as well as Kai getting connected on that one. The Nightmare will take the line out of play. He's got the Finger of Death, which will be triggering off the Aegis Immortal of the Tiny. But the ranks is going to go down anyway. Light's back to the world of the living. The Sleight of Fist, Remember Spirit, a little bit off target.
They're drained all the mana here from the Wraith King. He's actually got to back out now.
Yeah, they do.
They keep their Rex alive?
They still have the double mana boots here, and the
I don't know
Greaves
about
on
jumping
cooldown.
out,
2 seconds and back! Oh, they came out too far! Kai is gone down, toss the AA forward, and Abaddon, Fiend's crypted up, he can't go anywhere. Miracle, the Ice Blast will fly in, so he'll drop down, as well as the Abaddon. And 2 heroes on the sideline for first departure. This will be a very quick, a very easy mid-rack. And well, I don't want to say easy game because first departure did make them work so hard for this. But without an SF 51 seconds, like the chance of defense is negligible.
I think this is the closest comeback I've seen to that exact goal beat. 15 by 15. First departure actually made a decent go of it. Unfortunately, now with 2 lanes of Rags down and the Ember Spirit dead again, there's no comeback.
There really isn't. Tiny got so huge. What's he coming in for? Light's actually looking to feed himself. The Ice Blast will miss on everything. And Light, okay. He gets Lotus Orb, BKB'd, and just punches the Ember Spirit into oblivion.
Tony no like Ags. Tony smash with fists.
He walked up to buy the BKB. That's what that walk was for.
Yeah, screw acronyms. Like, who picks up a tree, honestly, when you can just pound them with your fists? That's what MP likes.
Well, they're jumping in again. Abaddon, throwing back right now. And there goes your ulti. As you said, trigger 400. And now back again. Is there a follow-up? There's just the punches. There's nothing but punches. First departure, hide inside your base. They don't want to, though. They keep coming out to fight. Miracle's walking around. He's only got 27 souls, however. So this isn't going to be the greatest thing. He takes the Nightmare off. Kai, they actually avoid the Ice Blast. But now Wraith King to the front lines with the cold feet. They're going to get the kill. The Finger of Death comes out from Kai. But there it is. GG, well played. Wraith King's got the ulti. The mana! No! He had to stand his ground for like another half a second for throwing another 30 mana. But that's going to be it. GG. MVP take #1 position. This knocks Fnatic off the top board and actually makes it so Mineski, who have 3 more games to play up against First Departure, Trust, as well as MVP Phoenix themselves. If they can actually take all of them, they can just knock them off. They don't even need to grab all of them. Like 2 straight victories would be enough for them. But that is wow. First Departure of some things to think about.
That was some ridiculous Dota, all right.
It's yeah, a rough run, but
at least it was entertaining.
There's your grid. So 10 points for MVP. Mineski will require 2 straight wins in order to catch up to them. That's the run. That's the run of Mineski up against FD Trust and MVP themselves. Whew. I'm almost hoping that Mineski and actually like 2-0 first departure and Trust, just so then we have like a 10v10 point battle as our last game of the SCA region.
That would make things pretty fun.
It would make things very, very interesting. All right, hope you enjoyed the show. Anyway, guys, we'll be back tomorrow with more action coming your way. So yeah, definitely come in for that one, and we will see you then. Thanks for watching, everyone.
E-gaming bets. We accept bets on computer games online since 2011. Referral system for regular users and the first deposit bonus. Gaming devices store and the best choice of payment systems. Dota 2 and Hearthstone, Counter-Strike and StarCraft, World of Tanks and League of Legends. EGB.com. You know for sure who's going to win.
G2A.com, the best video game store ever! Fast as lightning, solid as a rock, cheap as duck. What's more, you can sell on it because it's also a marketplace. Remember G2A.com, the best video game store ever!